Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. So, Leo, we're going to be doing, already my ear is starting to kind of just glisten a little bit with the hint of an earring. Not quite there yet, but I think your guides have something to say. So we're going to be doing your reading today with the Muse Tarot and the overall energy with the Elemental Oracle, which is one of my favorites. So I hope you all are doing well. We are in between eclipses. Although this is a timeless reading, eclipse season may be relevant to you in some. I just heard some of you may have been born during an eclipse season, an eclipse week. I don't know if you know that information about your birthday. But that was very clear. It's like somebody was born during an eclipse time. Maybe that was like a joke within your family. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Did we get this card for you before? I don't know, but it feels really relevant if we did. The word you got is cave, and the word above it is protection. It's number 17, which is the star energy, but 17 also reduces to an 8, which is the strength card, which is your card, Leo. So it's really interesting, this protection. You can see the heart chakra is crossed here, and you know, there's a lot of fairies. It's hard to tell because it's very bright, but these are little sprites. They're little fairies. Could be, you know, mixed in with butterflies as well, hummingbirds. So kind of these creatures that in your mind's eye, they like dash to and fro. They're one minute they're here and the next minute they're there. There's something about that you may have been they just told me getting ahead of yourself. Well, the first thing they said was moving at the speed of light, but then they said getting ahead of yourself. And I hesitated to say that because I don't want to dissuade people from being ambitious, being motivated. It's so hard, you know, to be self-motivated sometimes, especially, you know, at least in North America, the seasons are changing and it's becoming autumn where I live. And so I went outside today and it's blustery and there's leaves falling around, and it's a time of winding down. And it's almost as if you're saying to yourself, well, I just got started. And I almost want to say that there's a protection element over your energy, a protection element over your goals, and people from the peanut gallery giving you opinions as to what you should and shouldn't be doing at this point in your timeline, your career, your status, your finances, whatever. And so this is kind of like the golden egg, the great idea. And it's like you're having to now protect your creativity, your ideas. And so where there was no protrusion, now spiky things are coming out. You're getting maybe a little defensive. We shall see. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, and I will pull more if I feel like I should. don't use this deck very often, and I find that the cardstock is a little, it's like a little clunky. Like I don't know why I have trouble, and it's not just your reading, but I have trouble shuffling this deck. And I don't think that has anything, well, does it have anything to do with their reading, Spirit? 8 cards are down. Maybe something that used to come easy to you is proving to be a little clunky right now. They just said the word jalopy. It's funny because I used the word jalopy earlier in conversation. That's like you're the best of the best, but sometimes you may feel like an old jalopy. You're seasoned, you're experienced, maybe you're just tired. Remember, I was talking about protecting your energy. So there's something to that. Let's start with the past energy. You have the 8 of Inspiration, or the 8 of Wands in the reverse. 6 of Voices in the reverse. So 8 of Inspiration is normally talking about quick succession of something, quick movement. I always see these, this is like you and then echoes of you, or a person and their shadow energy, their echoes, their past versions, that it's almost like everybody's going along for the ride. But right now things are at a standstill, right, in this old jalopy. Sorry, I feel like I have a cat hair or something. My cat, Bex, sit down. Sit down. Yeah. Sorry. He insisted on being in here, and if I hadn't let him in here, he would have meowed the entire time. So there's something to that too. Maybe there's somebody knocking on your door and you just want to be left alone. You just leave me alone with in my little cave to harness all my great ideas. I need no distractions. Right? But everybody's insisting on coming along with you, and you're just like, no, just leave me alone. 6 of Voices in the reverse, though. 6 of Swords typically talks about this quiet moving on. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, the 6 of Swords is the card where there are 2 characters in this boat, and then you have the person in the back of the boat steering it. People say it, and people that read tarot say that that represents spirit's energy, kind of leading you quietly out of a chaotic situation. You know, and that could be seen here, kind of spirit, just their finger just like lifting you from one shore to another shore over this great chasm. So weird. I just saw a video of how early Romans used to build bridges over river systems. I don't know what that has to do with water under the bridge over troubled waters, any kind of expressions having to do building of bridges. And there's this, like, it's almost like a Mario game, like a Nintendo game. Like, these are hurdles that your spirit is like wanting to guide you over. But right now you're just feeling like things are metaphorically, only kind of metaphorically treacherous in terms of your thought process. Swords are all about thinking. So in your thought process right now, things that, thank you, Spirit. Okay. It's like things seem a little prickly, right? Everything is a little protruding in this past energy. See how, look at how sharp that point is. In the past energy, everything was just a little too sharp. Maybe people's words were sharp, or their actions were very haphazard, or reckless. I don't feel like this is your energy, though. I feel like it's maybe, you know, had to do with eclipse energy. It was like, there's some rough patches with that solar eclipse that we just had. It's like everything coming at you at once. I'm going to ask for a clarifier. This is your past energy now. What does this have to do with 6 of inspiration in the reverse? Excuse me, 5 of inspiration in reverse. 5 of inspiration. This is the 5 of inspiration, or the 5 of wands in the upright. Right? I like to look at this as kind of coming out of a porthole and like building upon things, but see all the kind of, they're like windows, or they're mirrors, but it feels like illusory, like illusions. 5 of wands in the reverse, no longer wanting to battle something. Like here, if we're looking at the imagery of the card, and I was looking at this card in the upright for you, I would say that every time you try to jump through one hurdle, another hurdle presents itself, and another, and another, and another. But it's because they're like windows or mirrors. It's like staring yourself down and trying to battle yourself. But in the upright, it's kind of like, let's put out all the illusions down about what we think we are, who we think we are. Let's just regroup. So I feel this is very fraught energy in your past. Very, very sharp, very maybe sharp revelation. Coming to grips with that. Kind of holding on tight. You know, anytime we're arms crossed, or we're just like hugging ourselves, holding on tight, bracing ourselves for something. What's going on in the present energy? The 2 of inspiration. So you have a few wand cards. This is wands. Wands is all about fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is your element. 2 of inspiration is directionality. What way do I go now? Looking out of this, I wanted to say spyglass. It's a telescope. See how this card is kind of, these lines here, kind of, if you were to like turn it at an angle, they would be like, it's like staircasing. You know, it's like staircasing. So I feel as though you're trying to, it's like an endless uphill battle. The word that almost came out was trajectory, and then Spirit told me no battle. It's not to say that you're not on an uphill trajectory, but you're feeling that there's a battle right now. And it's almost like this character here is just, see how there's this like sanctuary in the middle of all of that uphill climbing. It's like you're trying to extricate yourself from that so that you can gain a perspective into which direction you should move. Ace of emotions in the reverse. Ace of cups in the reverse. So right off the bat, starfish energy. There's several cards in this deck that have starfish energy, and both in the kind of sacral solar plexus area. Ace of Emotions talks about a new beginning in love or friendship or something you love, something that speaks to the heart space, that is being brought to you by Spirit. It's like it's a do-over, but you got it in the reverse. You're looking for your do-over. Like, can we just start over? How do I do that? how do I do that when I'm trying to let go of this energy that insists on being a part of the equation? I just want this rejuvenation, this freshness, this emergence. Could have been a little bit stuck in your feelings lately, like having a lot of feelings but not being able to express them to the person that you want to talk to. Is it because you can't talk to them, or you won't? If I'm asking a question like that, it's probably because you won't. But let's see. Clarifying these two cards. Knight of Voices. Talking. Knight of Voices is someone who earnestly, voraciously has a message that they want to communicate. This could be your energy, could be you wanting to communicate, someone wanting to communicate to you, coming in fast, coming in hot. It's like a Pegasus, right? I just now noticed that there are like flags here, and it looks like the posts, like equestrian jumping. I don't know what those are called. It's just like hurdles, I guess, for horses. See here, this energy is very, it's like mimicking each other, these portholes. So, yeah, this is about an expression. But the Voices is the Swords energy, so it's like caught up in your rational mind. Or maybe this person is, they're trying to think practically about something where you're just, you know, if it's your energy, then there's so much depth of feeling that you want to experience, but your rational mind is like, no, 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 this is more urgent. If this represents someone else, and take it as it resonates, that's trying to have a conversation with you, it's not necessarily going to be the most touchy-feely. It's going to be like, they just said, getting down to brass tacks. I never say that. I don't even know if I know what that means. But getting down to brass tacks, it's almost like stripping things away and getting to the foundation of something. I need another clarifier. I'm not sure what getting down to brass tacks. It's like Two of Voices in the reverse. Okay, so some Swords energy popping up now, right? Two of Voices in the upright is being stuck in your head. This is kind of saying, no, I know what I want to express. So whoever this is, if this is you or somebody else, you know what you want to express, but there's this sense of it. Spirit is saying a little bit more heart is required, because they want to bring this ace to you. This is from Spirit. It's like, or your higher self. It's like, can we inject a little bit more emotion, and not irrationality, which unfortunately I think emotions get a bad rap for just not being measured. You can still have measured emotions and express them in a measured way. That's fine. But Spirit is saying, can we inject a little bit more feeling into whatever scenario is tormenting you? Like they just told me, tormenting you right now. Look at all of this blank. I mean, yes, there's that step feeling here, but it's white. It's all, and you're looking for a little bit of dynamic color. You're such a dynamic sign. So it's almost like there's too much starkness here. In the future energy, you have the Nine of Voices in the reverse and the Seven of Inspiration. Okay, so the Nine of Voices, it sometimes talks about nightmare energy. You can see somebody here kind of in the fetal position, just kind of hunched in on themselves, just being just tethered. See how you got this card in the reverse, but I just want to show you the image. It's like so tethered to what we should be thinking, what we should be doing, what society tells us to do, what our parents tell us to do, what our spouses think we should do. And it just causes this kind of Groundhog Day that you can't get out of. But in the future energy, you're lifting out of that now. The calendar day is changing, and we're not reliving an old cycle or an old pattern. See, almost like these two cards seem like connected, right? There's this kind of sliver of energy, and it just seems to be this continuation. So once we lift out of that analysis paralysis, that nightmare energy, we now open up space, right? She's literally pushing the darkness away to allow this looks like star energy, right? To allow, oh, and we did pull number 17, which was the star, to allow this energy to flow freely through. Still, you know, this character here and this character here not showing your face. Is there something that requires you to be anonymous? Like secret benefactor, or just a feeling of I want to help but they can't know it was me. I'm not sure. It's both vulnerable and hidden all at the same time. Seven of Inspiration can be a card of defensiveness or blocking, right? But it's kind of like you're trying your best to keep the dogs at bay. It's almost like this dynamic energy. It just wants to be a steel trap and just shut down on something. And here you are in the middle, really giving it your fullest effort in the future energy to breathe some life into a situation. Clarify. 3 cards came out. The Nine of Inspiration in the reverse, Nine of Wands. The Queen of Inspiration, this is your energy. Queen of Wands. And the Temperance card in the reverse, this is Sagittarius. Fire, 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 right here as the clarifiers. Nine of Inspiration talks about a little bit of wounded warrior energy, right? It's almost like there's something to this, like secret benefactor or secret something. Like you're making moves, but you don't necessarily want to be flashy about it. This card I see as a kind of bold step forward. There's such a grandiosity to her dress and to, you know, the landscape and the color and these big statues in the back. I mean, it's just like making a grand entrance. It's almost like saying, no, I'm gonna fly under the radar for this one. But all the while knowing I'm in control. You know, it's okay, Spirit just told me, you may think that you're going to fly under the radar, but you can't help yourself, is what they just said. You can't help yourself. You're shining light. Look at this, how big this this planetary, I can't really tell if it's a sun. It's bright like the sun, but it looks like the moon. If that makes sense. But there's like a leopard right here and the pyramids, and it's hard to tell, but within each of these pyramids there's like a space theme, like stars and calculations and things like that. There's like a divine intelligence. Queen of Inspiration, Queen of Wands, super attractive, really confident, power behind the throne, very, very fiery. You can't help it, Leo. You A for effort is what they just said. A for effort. It's okay. It's okay. It's Temperance is in the reverse here. There could be a little bit of impatience. But I think that working against patience is going to be the thing that ends up revealing you. But it's not a bad thing. It's almost like, let's say it's like you didn't want to steal somebody's thunder. Which, you know, Libras like to... Libra, oh wow. Is it a Libra? Leos. Not to say that you like to steal people's thunder, but, you know, Leos have been known to like to be the center of attention sometimes. Every Leo I know, you know, with so much love, every Leo I know likes to be the center of attention. They just like it. It doesn't mean that they don't love deeply. It doesn't mean that they're not the truest and bluest friends, because they are. But they like a little limelight. And so it's difficult for you. But here you're trying. But I tried, you know, it's like, but I tried. But you're too fabulous to kind of hide it away. And I think that when you don't exhibit a level of patience, which the Temperance card is in the reverse is showing me, you're kind of going to show your hand. That's okay, because you're just, I feel as though there's something here that this energy of this opening up and letting a healing energy through, it's not just for you. I feel like it's for a collective. It's like for your soul tribe or something. You know, it's once this energy in the present tense is in this protectiveness, you overcome this sense of having to be on guard, right? Having to be, then you can let everybody in again. The potential outcome is the 9 of Emotions in the reverse. This is the 9 of Cups and a Queen of Voices in the reverse. This is the Queen of Swords. She's pretty majestic. I love her outfit because it looks like a bird's wing. Birds are often symbolic for the suit of the swords, representing air energy. There's something here that in your advice from Spirit, Spirit is saying that you've kind of turned your back to the truth of a situation. There could have been a wish fulfillment that you were looking forward to, looking straight at a wish fulfillment, and there's something about it that either requires a little bit more diligence, more patience, or it's evolving, at least in your mind. It's like if you did a cosmic order, right? Like manifestation, and you're so sure about that manifestation, and then at the last minute you're like, oh, but can I add something? Or, oh, I don't want that anymore. Like if it was a job, you know, you thought you wanted a certain position and then you applied to it. Wheels start to be in motion. And then like a week later, you're like, oh, you know what? I don't think I want that anymore. It requires too much hassle, and I didn't hear such good things about it since, and it's not paying me what I want. And so then Spirit's fine with that, but then they have to re-manifest for you because you keep changing your mind, right? There's something here that you are not looking at the truth of right now. And Spirit wants you to see the truth of something. They want those energies to flip upside down. The Chariot, right? There's no forward movement. The Chariot is Cancer energy in the major arcana number 7. So first, I just want to point out that you did get 3 9s in your reading, all in reverse. But 3 9s may be significant to you. You got 2 2s, 2 queens. So the Chariot card is self-mastery, victory, over the light and the dark, the yin and the yang, being in control of oneself, one's emotions, one's actions. It's a great card. You can see here, there may be, I just heard Chincoteague. So there's an island in the Chesapeake, I believe. It's like Chincoteague Island, Assateague Island, where they have wild horses. There's some, maybe you're going on a trip, a retreat, or there are wild horses. Can you imagine? That's amazing. That's such an amazing thought. You're giving me that energy. It's like you want to be a wild horse. You want to be free. Free of tethers and chains and things that bind. Wild and free and slightly crazy. You know, you just want to, it's almost like you wish you could just drop all the responsibility and just sort of run with the wind in your hair. I feel this sense of like you've been cocooned too long in yourself. And there's this sense that there's freedom on the other side of the door that you have locked shut. And Spirit is saying it's up to you to open it. So Leo, that's your reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. It really helps the channel to grow. Please hit the bell notification if you'd like to be updated as to when I post new readings. Bye, Leo.